Good morning, everyone. Now listen, I miss y'all. Okay, I'm in my car like always. I'm using my microphone today because I don't want to strain my voice. As you can probably tell, I sound a bit hoarse. Now, my last video was 13 days ago. No, as a matter of fact, I think it was 14. It was literally 2 weeks ago. From the last time I was with you all, which was the last day of the prophetic writers course, I've been battling some type of virus attack. At first it attacked my voice, which this is why I know it's spiritual. Then it started to attack my eyes. I started getting eye infections in one eye. I would put drops in it. It would clear up. Then the next morning, the other eye would be affected. I do the same thing. It'll clear up. Then it will just keep going back and forth. Now that thing has tried to touch my children, and I think that's why I'm here with y'all live, because I realize that whatever sickness is trying to go around and to take me out, literally take my voice out. And obviously, I'm a teacher, I preach, I minister the gospel, and I walk people through deliverance. And I realized that this was not just a physical attack on my body, but it was a spiritual one. Now, when that thing hit my children, you can come after me. Try how you want, whatever. God got me. I'm not worried. Well, you come after my babies, my innocent babies, got a problem. Okay. So I'm sitting in my car right now, probably like for like that last hour, just thinking and just having a moment. I'm like, God, like, what are we doing? Right? I know I'm not feeling my best. I don't sound like myself, but what are we doing right now? And what is it that you need me to be doing? So I did at the beginning of this week make a list of things that I believe that God needs me to do. I don't know what I've actually touched on that list because I have not revisited it. I know I've probably got a couple things off that list done, but needless to say, I need to go back and revisit that list. On top of all of that, I have 3 books that I've written. Just this week alone, God has given me 2 new concepts for books, and I've got the outlines done. Now I need to start the writing process and getting those chapters written. And I'm just like, okay, God, these books are coming to me like this. Now, in previous seasons, I've had books that come to me. I'm like, oh, that's good. I may write it down. And that's it. This time, when God gives me an idea for a book, my um, approach is, excuse me, my approach is I am going to, because I don't know if it's just an idea, if it's just, I'm going to steward it well. So part of my stewardship is I start working on the outline. I work on the outline, and then from there, I can usually tell, like, okay, I need to move forward with this, or that's enough for right now. All these ideas I've been getting, it's like, I need to move forward with this. I need to move forward with this. I look at books like this, and I know I'm kind of rambling, but I just wanted to kind of do a check in with y'all. But I look at books like this, especially for prophetic writers. Now, this may not be for everybody, but for us prophetic people who write, that are called to write for the kingdom of God, I look at my book ideas that God gives me as currency or investments, right? So, the same way someone who would study the stock market or they would study um, real estate, they make investments and they accumulate, more investments, more properties, things like that. I look at my books the same way. And so when God gives you an idea, you don't know how well it's going to mature, what it's going to attract, where it's going to land, and or who needs it, who will it bless, who will it speak to. And so I've made up in my mind, I have this resolve, if you will, that when God gives me an idea, I'm going to execute it well because for so long I've been stagnant. Now, understanding all that, I just came off of 5 weeks of teaching the prophetic writers course. If you would like to join us for the next prophetic writers course, um, check the link in my bio. There's a sign up for the wait list somewhere. Okay, so go ahead and join that wait list. Now, in addition to all that, I do believe that we are in a season where God is preparing us like never before, because the ideas, the strategies that God gives you, they are going to be needed for a time such as what's to come. And so I guess I will say, for those of you who've been getting ideas and you feel like God's been calling you to write, don't take that for granted. Trust Him, steward well the ideas that God has given you. And no matter how you're feeling, like I'm not feeling the best, I don't sound the best, I don't sound like myself. I want to get in bed and I just want to go to sleep. And there's days that I do that, right? Because I know I do a lot and I need to physically allow my body to rest and reset. But I'll get in that bed today. That laptop gonna be with me. I'll get in that bed today and my manuscript will be with me and I'm going to be editing and I'm going to be doing the things that I know I need to do because I got to get these things done. So I just wanted to check in, let y'all know I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your emails and your DMs. I appreciate that so much. My students, I love y'all. I'm still going through your assignments because y'all are some powerful writers and I'll be giving you feedback and we'll be closing out this cohort semester, I should say. But summer school is starting. It will be starting in July, okay? So the date will come. So here's the thing. Let me explain this real quick because I said July, but it may be August. So how we're doing the prophetic writers course now moving forward is we are going back to our wait list because I think it's important to have a wait list. And I can also gauge who's interested, right? Just because I love teaching something doesn't mean that it's something I need to be teaching all the time. When I first started 7 years ago, it made sense for me to teach the prophetic writers course how often I was teaching it because we're in the midst of the pandemic. Now, that's not the situation. People are back to work. There's a lot going on, but I do feel a shifting where life is feeling hard. And when I usually feel that, I know that God is calling us to a place of consecration for writers, for us, that is to be consecrated in our writing. Um, and so we've gone back to the wait list for the prophetic writers course with this understanding that the prophetic writers course is going to open its doors sometime this summer, but there's a minimum number of people who need to be on that wait list before I do that. And it's because I want to work smarter and not harder. Now, I don't care if just one person shows up. I'm going to teach the class. That's fine. Obviously, I know there's more than one person who needs the content that I'm teaching. It's a free class. All you have to do is purchase your manual. Okay. Um, but I do pour out a lot. It takes a lot out of me. Um, and because the enemy is not happy about what gets done in those 5 weeks, y'all, the attacks be great. Like, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, but the weapons do be forming. Let's just be honest, right? Last year when I taught the prophetic writers course in the fall, I went into labor 30 weeks. First of all, nobody really knew I was expecting because I don't post my stuff on social media like that. But I was 30 weeks pregnant with my daughter. And we closed out the class on the 18th, 20th. Water broke at 30 weeks pregnant. You know anything about pregnancy? If you've ever been pregnant, you know that's way too early. That put me in the hospital for about 2 weeks. And they were trying to keep me pregnant as long as they possibly could, as long as there was no sign of infection. I won't go into the whole story, but uh, long story short, I ended up having to have an emergency C-section. And again, this was right after teaching the prophetic writers course. I still hadn't went through and graded assignments, given feedback. Like as soon as the class was over, it was like almost as if it felt like there was a hedge of protection that I had. And as soon as the enemy knew, like, okay, she's done with this class, he was trying to knock me out, baby. But God had a whole nother plan. That testimony is so powerful, and I will one day share the fullness of it. It may come out in the book, right? But anyway, so now I teach us the spring semester. As soon as we get done, literally, as soon as we get done, I want to say it was the next day. I started feeling sick. I was like, what is this? What's going on? I started feeling my throat. I was like, what's happening now? I'm the person in my family that if I get sick, it may be once a year. I'm not the one that gets sick all the time. Um, I thank God my immune system has been great. But this year, I'm like, this right here, I said, Lord, let this be the last. I don't need nothing else to come visit me this year. Um, but it knocked me on my butt, y'all. It had me laid out for a couple days. Um, so yeah, continue to pray for me. I love you. I don't want to make this longer than it has to be. The point of this video was to check in, let y'all know what's going on. And also just to remind you of the season that we're in, to steward well what God has given you. I love y'all so much. And I will see y'all soon. I will be coming back on live because here's the thing: the enemy wants to silence me because he knows what I carry. He knows what I carry. And so he's like, hey, I can distract her with sickness, if I can distract her with not feeling her best. So we can't be moved by emotions and how we feeling because we'll just stay in a place of isolation, and especially when it's a time where God is saying, move forward, speak out, write, be in action. So anyway, I love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're not following me, make sure you are following me, subscribe, like this, and leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. I love you all again. Thank you for your prayers. I'll talk to you soon.